No way. There she-
Zoe?
Hello, Jamie.
Well, hello and welcome to the Shallow Proclamation. My name's Paul, and as always, I'm joined by...
Thomas.
And we're about to dive into a little bit of extra Doctor Who media. We're going to watch the Tales of the Tardis. Is it an episode? Do you want to call it that? What should we call it? It's not really an episode, is it?
Bonus content.
Bit of bonus content. So, as part of the 60th anniversary, Russ T Davies has had these little bits written for some of the classic stories, and they've had them tacked on the beginning and end on BBC iPlayer. So they've done them for a number of the ones. We watched the one with Stephen and Vicky, didn't we?
We did. Yeah.
And then I've seen all the others because I've already seen the classic era, so it wasn't really an issue for me to go and watch them. You've not seen them, obviously, because there were some spoilers in there. But I didn't watch this one because I knew we were getting close to watching it in our real in our schedule anyway. So I've yet to see this one with Jamie and Zoe, and I almost forgot about it. In fairness, so as we started season 3 and had kind of forgotten this was here. So yeah, we'll I guess we can just dive into it and see what we make of it. I think we're going to have it's for the mind robber, isn't it? This one.
It is. So I'm very excited about that because we loved this story, didn't we?
Yeah.
Watching it.
So we kind of get like a little, I guess, like a prologue and an epilogue to it, don't we?
I'm excited. Oh, full screen. Hey.
Yes. Forgot about this. All the various intros there.
That is pretty cool, isn't it? Now this TARDIS is horrible, isn't it?
Yes.
No offense. So cluttered.
I think it's a TARDIS. Well, I think it's the TARDIS, in a manner of speaking.
No way. There she-
Zoe?
Hello, Jamie.
Zoe!
Oh,
yes!
Jamie. You remember?
Of course I remember. Mind you, I forgot for so long.
Well, they made us forget. The Time Lords, when we left the Doctor. They erased our memories. But in here, it's all back.
Definitely couldn't have watched this before the War Games, could we?
Yeah.
Every story, every single moment.
Aye, but how do we get here? And where's the Doctor?
Oh, he'll be out there somewhere in the stars. But I don't think this is for him. I think this is meant for us. Oh,
Missed him every day of my life. Didn't even realise it.
what they did to us was unforgivable. I think we've been brought here to undo it.
One last gift from the Doctor.
Fraser Hines still sounds almost exactly the same, doesn't he, as
Yeah.
Jamie here?
You can totally see both of them, can't you? They haven't
Yeah.
really changed in many ways.
And 19 grandchildren.
19.
Aye, not so wee anymore.
Well, I have a son, a scientist. I named him James.
After me.
I never realized before, but of course, after you.
Oh. Did you marry a man from the space wheel?
No, we met on Earth in Australia.
Huh. I've been there. Got shot at.
Oh, we got shot at all the time.
Enemy of the world?
There we
Look
go.
at you. Ever so noble.
Oh, presidential robes. Thank you very much. This is my 3rd inauguration.
President. The Doctor would be so proud.
Isn't it funny? All the things he showed us and taught us, I've been using them every single day of my life without realizing. All those experiences were at the back of my mind, pushing me forwards.
Me too. Do you think we'll ever see the Doctor again?
Oh, I'm not sure. But we keep him alive by telling our stories.
So, we tell our stories to each other and to our families?
Yes, pass them down generation after generation.
Ah, well, where do we begin? And don't say Cybermen. I want to forget about the Cybermen.
Had enough of them in the Charlton era.
The Krotons. No, not the Quarks.
The wee metal beasties. And didn't the Tardis get swallowed by lava?
Yes. And then things got worse.
That's right. I remember now.
Oh my word! Come on, Jamie, into the TARDIS quickly!
My favourite bit, wasn't it? Oh my word!
Isn't it beautiful?
Hey?
There
Looking
they
at
are.
me.
Volcanic eruption. It's
That's hilarious.
Beautiful!
It's crazy, isn't it?
A great river of molten lava rolling down to... Quiet.
So then it just goes into the episode. Brilliant.
Yeah, and I think we'll get there's. So I think at the end there'll be a conclusion as well.
Yes. Was it a four-parter, this story?
5.
5, that was it.
Remember, it had that extra episode on the beginning set in the white space.
Yes.
send us into oblivion.
You mean we could vanish forever? Well, we shall soon know. Hang on, here it comes.
It's a great cliffhanger. Yeah,
Oh,
look
the
at
TARDIS
that.
coming back together. That was great, wasn't it? That's such a really brilliant shot. Here we go.
That was scary. Those clockwork soldiers gave me the shivers. Still, we got away by the skin of our teeth.
Story of our lives. And you've got a different face. Sorry about that.
Maybe we should go back there and swap this old one for a new one.
No chance. You look very distinguished.
Oh, thank you. Well, who would have thought? President and a Highlander sharing stories. I could get used to this.
Well, we can't stay here forever, Jamie. There's people who need us.
But suppose we went back and forgot all over again.
Well, whatever this place is, it's restored our memories. For good. And I think all we need to do, if we want to come back here, is to close our eyes and remember it.
Maybe we're in heaven.
I hope not. I'm a very busy woman.
Oh, so does Madam President have time for another story?
Go on then. Ice warriors.
Oh, how can I forget those great lumbering lizards? And poor Victoria screamed her lungs out when she first saw them. Nearly brought down a mountain.
She did scream quite a lot.
Absolutely.
What if she's...
That's how she defeated the underwater menace.
She is.
Yes.
No, it was Fury from the Deep, wasn't it?
The weeds.
Doctor's
I'm
friends.
getting my underwater titles mixed
I
up.
hope she had a nice life.
I'm sure she did. I bet she thought of you every single day. Because there's one thing I know for sure. I will never, ever forget this again.
There we are.
There we go. Oh, they slip straight back into the roles, don't they?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I don't know how much either of them have been involved in like Big Finish audio work. I imagine they both have. So whether they're still kind of quite familiar with the roles in those senses. That's a nice little kind of ending for them, isn't it? Because their ending was a slightly tragic one, wasn't it? Really, to forget the Doctor. It's quite nice to have them remember everything and have their memories back again.
Yes. And it was interesting. The one with Stephen and Vicky brought Hartnell back briefly at the end, didn't it? Well, you didn't see him; you just heard his laugh, and there was a sense that they were meeting him again. So I was wondering if Jamie and Zoe were going to meet some form of Troughton, but so it was interesting they didn't do that at the end. but it was really nice actually. It was just kind of we remember now.
Yeah, and I thought it was really nice as well. There was that she said, what did she say to him at one point? But in the first bit, where she said, it's like, do you think we'll ever see the Doctor again? And we keep him alive by remembering the stories or telling the stories. And yeah, it struck me as kind of got a bit of a double meaning, hasn't it? That like the stories keep going on with, like we keep watching the Second Doctor and remember the Second Doctor stories and stuff even now. But for them as well as, for both those guys, both Wendy Padbury and Fraser Hines there, pretty sure I'm safe to say that.
Sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. What were you saying?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I'm safe to say that both of them are older now than Troughton was when he died. So, I think he died in sort of about, I don't know, it was about 1987 or something. So, not only are you keeping the stories alive, they're keeping the stories alive within the Doctor Who universe in the sense of those two, Jamie and Zoe, talking, but, you keep the stories of Troughton and Hartnell and people alive, don't you, by the constant retelling of these stories that these people who are now sort of long gone, because obviously those guys, they all worked on the show together. They spent time with, Troughton and all those other actors, and it was a long time ago, and a lot of water's gone under the bridge. They, and when you see them in those first scenes of the Mind Robber, and they're, how old are they there? Sort of very early 20s, maybe late teens even, and of course here they are as sort of an old man and an old woman, relatively.
Yeah, it is a contrivance, isn't it? I mean, what has caused them to be sort of whisked into this TARDIS? So is it kind of a joining of their minds somehow?
But tell me how, like, when you watch these things, like when you've seen that and you've seen the Stephen Vicker one, like, how does it make you feel as someone who's basically just watched them, like, sort of 2 weeks ago for effectively the first time, the first run?
Yeah, it is a bit of a strange experience because I'm sort of used to knowing them sort of 50, 60 years ago. And then you're just like, oh yeah, this is what they're like now. But it's quite poignant in a way. It's cool that they were able to get them back for these.
I guess my question really is, as someone whose introduction to Jamie and Zoe is literally sort of 2 or 3 months old, does it give you the feels?
Oh, I see what you mean. That's interesting. I can imagine that if you'd actually, like if you'd seen it, a while ago, and then you watched the Tales from the TARDIS, it would probably hit in a different way. Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Because I wonder if like a new fan coming to it who'd not seen it, without the context of, so there will be people I know there are people who watch this channel who will have been there and watched this as it went out live. They'd been there in the 60s watching the Troughton era each week.
Yeah, and
so for them, it'd be really interesting to know how they feel when they see these characters back on the screen. But even I feel it, because for me, it's been sort of 30 years or so of kind of experiencing these characters, and they are part of my childhood, like watching the show as a child in the kind of early 90s. And I think as well, because I grew up in a time when there was no Doctor Who, you kind of don't think you'll ever see those characters again. They felt old then, but there are these characters who have sort of just come back out of they've opened up the archive and they've pulled them out and brought them back into the world in a way that probably we thought we never would see them again. So there does feel, for me at least, it does give me that quite nice nostalgic, sentimental, poignant feel.
It's a small little bonus thing, isn't it? It hasn't been done in the main show itself.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah, I think if they'd had that just in the middle of the giggle, there might have been a little bit like, I mean, it would have been amazing. to see them in like a main story again, but it would have been a little bit like, what the heck, where did these guys come from? When you actually bring them into the main show, it has to be done well, I think.
And of
But
course,
I think
that's
you can get away with more for these bonus features.
yeah, and I mean that's what we got with Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
And because they have done this, and Sarah Jane's been brought into the show. Ace
Mel.
and Tegan have been brought in. Mel's brought
Yeah.
in. She's coming back again, isn't she? I think. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. But yeah, I think it's a lovely little thing there for the fans. So very enjoyable.
Very good. Well, yeah, let us know what you thought of this little bonus featurette. A featurette is a female
feature.
But yes, do subscribe, do join our Discord community, in the link in the description if you want to chat more about these things. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we will see you soon for, I guess, Pertwee.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be a heck of a ride.
Oh yeah.
See you soon. Bye-bye.